It's late at night inside a small conference room at a mid-sized company. The visionary, buzzing with wild new ideas about expanding into global markets, talks fast, eyes wild. The integrator, calm but sharp, jots notes, quietly running through what's feasible and what's a disaster waiting to happen. But here's the twist: neither can succeed without the other. What's this strange, powerful duo that can turn chaos into liftoff? Let's unpack that rocket fuel. You've met passionate dreamers and grounded doers, but few realize these two roles are the secret rocket fuel behind powerhouse companies. Let's peel back the curtain on their clash in chemistry. At Disney, Walt Disney wasn't just a creative genius. He was the visionary who saw castles in the sky. His brother Roy was the integrator, quietly managing budgets, timelines, and logistics so those castles didn't collapse. Their rocky, sometimes tense partnership built an empire from cartoons to theme parks. One couldn't shine without the other. Think of the visionary as the person sketching wild rocket designs on napkins. The integrator, they're the engineers obsessively checking every bolt and thruster. Without the visionary's bold blueprint, it's just an engine. Without the integrator's checks, it's a fast crash. Together, they're the yin and yang that balance invention with execution. When these two roles sync, the business blasts off. Visionaries focus on big-picture growth while integrators keep the wheels turning day to day. Suddenly, chaos is managed, creativity flows, and the impossible becomes a quarterly goal met. It's less about a personality clash and more about finding your natural operating system for success. Most leaders don't realize they're naturally wired as either a visionary or integrator. Identifying where you fit is the first blast-off step, and it's not always obvious. Visionaries are like Benjamin Franklin lighting firecrackers in a storm, full of ideas, bouncing from one shiny plan to another, craving freedom and big-picture impact. They're comfortable with uncertainty, love challenge, but often avoid the mundane tasks they find stifling. Integrators act like the calm captains of the ship, steering through rough seas with steady hands. They thrive on structure, tracking every deadline, managing conflicts quietly, thriving on seeing the big machine operate smoothly. No surprise, they're often the go-to problem solvers behind the scenes. Rocket fuel includes assessments that help you uncover your true operating system. People discover they aren't who they thought they were. Sometimes a visionary needs an integrator partner to fill gaps or vice versa. Knowing your role leads to intentional partnerships that multiply impact, almost like swapping a single rocket engine for a whole launch system. When visionaries and integrators click, the business doesn't just improve, it transforms. Here's what that rocket fuel unleashes in real companies. Without an integrator, the visionary's whirlwind ideas scatter like sparks without fire. The book highlights a tech startup founder overwhelmed by unfinished projects and missed deadlines, until he partnered with an integrator who set priorities and created systems. Suddenly, the messy chaos evolved into a smooth-running engine firing on all cylinders. Integrators become the triage nurses of the business, deciding what matters most when everything screams for attention. That precise filtering lets the leadership team say no to distractions and yes to high-impact moves, speeding results with less burnout. The rocket, it doesn't just sit on the pad, it blasts off, fueled by clarity. When visionaries and integrators share respect and communicate openly, the big vision becomes more than wishful thinking. One creative agency grew from a shaky freelancer gig to a multi-million-dollar firm because they learned to delegate the day-to-day and focus the visionary's energy purely on innovation and culture. The lesson: rocket fuel is partnership mastery. Back in that nighttime meeting, the tension isn't about who's right, it's about who's essential. Without the integrator's grounded hand, the visionary's ideas would evaporate like smoke. And without the visionary's spark, the integrator would be steering an empty ship. Here's your takeaway: find your natural role honestly, then find the other half who completes your rocket fuel. Try this today, jot down your visionary or integrator traits and seek one complementary partner to ignite your next big win. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.